I've got no money in Thailand. And because it's a xenophobic country, there's very little you can do to create revenue. And as you know, I'm a YouTuber. And I pay my taxes, by the way. I pay my taxes on all my income in Thailand. But you see, I don't have enough money to do anything. And this video is about surviving on a low income in Thailand. Or you could say on no money in Thailand, because surviving on a low income, you might as well say I've got no money. Because if something goes wrong, what am I going to do? In my last video, I spoke about the dangers of frequenting places where women hang out. I used to do that with no money. And then I got a lot less money than I started with. And that's one way to deplete whatever money you have. So we got out of the condo again. We're up here in Pontootene. My wife might not arrive here till tomorrow, but I told her if I hadn't got out of there, if I didn't get out of there this morning, I'd go off my rocker. I was in there all day, in the condo all day with my son yesterday, and I love the bones of him. But there's no friends, because they won't come out when the sun's shining, because they're Thai. They're afraid of going bloody dark. So from the time we woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't go anywhere with him because I'd no money. Well, I haven't got enough money to keep going to play centres and places like that. And I can't keep bringing them to McDonald's every day. So we were there all day yesterday, and I was doing stuff online to punctuate it. And when I went to bed, and I went to bed early, went to bed at about 10 o'clock, I realised I hadn't left the confines of the condo building for the whole day. So we got up here with no money. On the way, we stopped in McDonald's. And do you know something? Fast food restaurants in Thailand have excellent service and polite staff. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to waiting for your food, just have a look at this. You see, what they're doing is, to save money, they're not employing any more staff, but they're enjoying a lot more custom online. So the 2 staff or the 3 staff that were there in that last scene, they had to deal with whoever was in the shop and whoever was online. And the online orders come in thick and fast because the Thais love their online orders. That's the Thais with money. And there's a lot of Thais with a lot more money than me. I leave myself open to criticism by being open and honest about my circumstance in Thailand. Some fella said to me the other day, you know, about a past comment, and I'm not gonna massage his ego by giving out his name, but he's an absolute dingbat. He said something to the effect, he criticised my, as he called, telescopic glasses. Well, the reason I wear glasses that are reminiscent of a bloody telescope is because I need to. And you know what? I can't afford to buy new ones because I'm going through the motions every day, taking care of my son, bringing him here, bringing him there, putting gasoline in the car, paying her, doing all that, and I'm left with very little expendable income at the end of the day. And that's why I do YouTube. That's the reason. That's the meat and potatoes of it. I do my online activities and I do YouTube. And I pay tax on both. It's a pain in the ass not having money in Thailand. I can tell you what, money or no money, to get respect from Thais depends on the circumstance, because I just pulled up here in my car and there's a little bridge behind me there, I don't know if you can see it. And a guy came over on his motorcycle and I wasn't blocking the bridge. He could easily have gone round it. I mean, Thais dictate to me how to park my car. I mean, who are the worst parkers in the world? Anyway, not saying the Thais are, but They're certainly not the best. But he said to me, hey you, and I said to him, my pud you, don't say you ignorant so-and-so. I didn't say that. But you see, this is what it's all about. Money. I'm having a Pepsi Cola on a very hot day for 15 baht. 15 baht. And for me, that's wonderful. I really can't afford to drink in bars in Bangkok. I can do it the odd time, but I always leave myself strapped. This is the reality. This is the reality of having no money in Thailand. It's not all that bad. If you can cut your cloth to your measure and you can make it enjoyable like this, it's not all that bad. I know Pepsi isn't the best, but it's 90% water, so it does hydrate you. I checked that out. When I die, because hopefully I'll die in Thailand, when I die, I don't want my wife to waste the money I have in my bank from my visa, which is $12,000 US. I can't touch it, obviously. You know that. We're all the same. Unless you're on a retirement visa and you have to come up with double that amount. But I don't want her using that money to have any kind of funeral. What's the point? I mean, what is the point? Throw me in the canal. I'm sure I won't be here. Save the money. See, a lot of fellas come here with a lot of money and they can afford to live in Phuket and live in highfalutin condos, and the same with the guys in Sukhumvit, spending 20 or 30,000 Thai baht a month. I'm not in that league. I was when I first came here, but then I bought the Camry. That was 1.35 million. 1.35. That's 1,350,000 Thai baht. What is that? $36,000. And you might say I'm crazy. Well, it's 13 years later. I still have it. And today I'd be lost without it. Are you living on a budget? We all are. We're all living on a budget. Unless money is no obstacle, you're living on a budget. But it depends on what that budget is. Up here, this is Friday. I don't have to spend any more money. I don't necessarily have to spend any more money while I'm here until Sunday. Because there's food in the fridge. My wife earns more money than I do. And I leave myself wide open. Fellas say you're living off your wife. Well, if I was, which I'm not, but if I was, so what? A lot of wives live off their husbands. A lot of Thai girls live off their farang boyfriends. It's all right for them to do it, but it's not all right for us to do it. Somehow you might be less of a man. I don't know. Look, I'm going to head back to the hacienda, but before I do, or as I do, I got a very good reaction to the few clips I included in my last video from the big picture out panorama. So rather than show you a HUD cam and me driving back on a rural road, how about a bit of a Wigwang night market cam? And we'll reconvene at the end of this. So I'm sure you enjoyed that, and there's a reason why I showed you that. Because it reinforces the message in this video. You have to have money in Thailand. Each one of those girls that I spoke to, and it wasn't all in the one video, that's a compilation of a couple of videos, but there's lots more to come if you want it. I was spending more than I was earning per video on the Big Picture Ad Panorama. That's the way it went. So if you want a girl in Thailand, you gotta have money. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm not a feminist, I'm not a women's liberator. If they want equality, they should treat us the same way we treat them. We pay for them, they pay for us. But of course, that'll never happen. Never happen. So until it does, they're not equal as far as I'm concerned. How can they be equal? How can they be equal? We're physiologically completely different. So we're not equal. Anyway, that goes to show you there's no such thing as a free lunch in Thailand. There's no such thing as a free lunch anywhere. At least one of the girls depicted in that previous scene there was working in the nighttime entertainment industry. And I met so many of them. And regardless where you go in Thailand or Bangkok, you're still going to fork out money for women, no matter what. And you see, I've no money in Thailand because of that. There's always the elite in society, and there's the elite in Thai society as well, where money is no obstacle. As I said before, we're retiring up here. And by the way, I spent more time up here in Pontoutini in the last 2 weeks than I've spent down in Bangkok. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in Bangkok. It's not Bangkok itself. It's the dog box of a condo where I nearly got claustrophobia yesterday. Here is wonderful. I don't need to qualify myself by showing how big my wallet is. My wife knows that that's one of my biggest shortcomings, and she reluctantly accepts that. After all, she's Thai. Of course, it's reluctant. We shall reconvene. At least one of the girls depicted in that previous scene there was working in the nighttime entertainment industry. And I met so many of them. And regardless where you go in Thailand or Bangkok, you're still going to fork out money for women, no matter what. And you see, I've no money in Thailand because of that. I often said it to myself, if I was single, would I be able to, and being able to live in Thailand, would I be able to live a more affordable lifestyle? And the answer is yes, absolutely yes. I could get an apartment for 6,000 baht per month, 6,000 baht per month in Sudisan. Food and that, you could curtail that as much as you want to. You could do it for what, 3,000-4,000 baht a month. Electricity, depending on how you used it, I don't know. But all in all, the money that I give to her every month, I could house myself, feed myself and clothe myself with that money. And then the rest of the money that I have would go on entertainment, let's say. But I'd still be curtailed in my behaviour because I've never been to a rooftop bar. I've never been to a rooftop bar in Sukhumvit because I can't afford it. I was in one place, some Russian girl brought me one night to this place that I had to take off me shoes, me flip-flops, and they sold me a pair of slippers for 300 baht before I could go in. And there was all these high-class girls in beautiful dresses, Europeans and Asians and African and you name it. And they'd kind of beckon you over. They were standing around these three-tier tables and they were drinking. And one of them just whispered, whatever we were talking about, I was drunk. And then she just indicated that time with her would decrease my bank account to a level below that which I could sustain myself for the rest of the month. I've got to be very careful with YouTube the way I phrase things. You see, that's it. I can't afford to live that life because I haven't really got money in Thailand. And I dare say there's a lot of people, if they're honest, would be holding their hand up and saying the same thing, that they can't really afford to live the high life or even any kind of mediocre entertainment life in Thailand because it costs bloody money. Simple as that. And it's money that I don't have. You see, on the other side of things, when I came to Thailand first, I came here with a 5-figure sum. And I said to myself, I will let that deplete by about a quarter. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just, cut my losses and go. But it did work out. But as I didn't allude to it, I said it earlier on that I bought that Camry for 1,350,000 Thai baht. I could have got a Hilux with all the bells and whistles, 4-door at the time, for 800 plus Thai baht. Arguably a little bit more than half the price of the Camry. But she didn't want it because saving face in Thailand. In her position, in her career, if I picked her up in a pickup, she'd lose face. That's basically what it was. Such ridiculous carry on. You see, this is the other problem. The world is all about money, but Thailand is all about money on steroids. It's all about money here. And if you haven't got it and you can just barely survive, you're going to have a fairly meager, not miserable necessarily, but meager existence. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe if you want to live in the hills or where we are, out in the sticks, it might be what you want. If I live here full time, I won't frequent bars. If I live here full time, I won't be tempted as much as I would be in Bangkok. So therefore, it's going to be cheaper. It's already cheaper here today, already. Harry has stuff to do. I don't have to be running around after him, buying him things. He's playing with it's distant cousin. I don't know what, second or third cousin, but nice fella, Titan, nice fella. So money is the be all and the end all. And if you haven't got it in Thailand, you might as well forget it. I haven't got it, but I have enough to sustain. When I say I haven't got it, you know what I mean. I don't have money, but I have money. But it's not enough to squander. And people might think that I squandered money. I didn't squander my money. Over the last 13 years, I've had occasion where I enjoyed certain things and I spent money to facilitate that. But by no means squandered. I've invested a lot of my money into the future that I have now, and it's worked out just fine. So there you go. Money in Thailand, I don't have it. When I work online, I don't get enough of it. And where are you? I'd love to know. I know I'm going to get I'm sure I get criticism for this. In Thailand, people lose respect for people who don't have money. And in the West, people lose respect for people who don't have money. Not everyone, but enough. So there you go, lads. Let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna do my online stuff now. Got a heap of online stuff to do. In order to sustain myself, keep the head above water. Because I can't rely on YouTube. But you can rely on me. You can rely on me to keep the videos coming. I hope you've enjoyed it, lads. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the interludes. I'm putting in interludes on the advice of AI. AI has kind of suggested that the monologue is a little bit too monotonous. So therefore, if you punctuate the video with some interludes that you can make relevant, which I think I've done, it can generate more interest in the video. Well, I hope that's worked. Anyway, lads, make sure if you haven't done so already, click the like button, the share button, subscribe button, all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.